Archangel Michael says, it's only for you. 5 minutes left. There will be massive changes in your life. If you ignore this, I will never help. Open it quickly. Listen. Breathe. Hear what the silence has been trying to tell you. In the hush between your heartbeats, a presence that has watched over you since before you knew the shape of your own sorrow leans close and speaks with a voice that is neither thunder nor whisper but everything a steady, ancient kindness can be. This message is not for the curious, not for the spectators of their own life. It is for you and only you. The clock on the wall and the seconds in the air mean nothing compared to the moment carved out right now. 5 minutes. 5 breaths. 5 chances to choose differently. You have been carried through storms you thought would break you. You have walked through corridors of doubt with your palms pressed to the cold walls, searching for a door that looked like mercy. Tonight that door opens. Not because of anything you did in the way people count victories, but because an unseen hand has written your name into the ledger of mercy and has refused to look away. This is the turning, quiet, inevitable, and kind. Massive changes do not always shout. Sometimes they rearrange the furniture of your destiny while you sleep, and when you wake the rooms of your life are fuller, warmer, and unrecognizable in the best possible way. Do not mistake urgency for panic. This 5-minute beacon is a call to attention, not to fear. Archangel Michael is asking you to place down whatever weight you are carrying that was never yours to lift. Guilt, the looping replay of mistakes, the stories other people told about you, set them gently on the ground. Allow the air to move through your hands. When you do, notice the space that opens, space for truth, space for healing, space for blessing. There are people who will read this and think of scarcity, that the blessing being spoken of is a single narrow thing measured in money, megaphones, or public applause. The miracle being promised now is larger and wiser. It moves through the scaffolding of your life and rearranges not only what you hold but how you hold it. It restores what was taken, it clarifies what was muddled, and it brings people, doors, and opportunities to the edges of your life who will say what has been waiting to be said. You may wonder if you are worthy. Let the question fall like an old coat you have outgrown. Worthiness will come as a result of what is already happening, not as a precondition. The universe, God, the angels, whatever word brings comfort, are not waiting to be satisfied by your perfection. They are reaching to meet you in the place where you are messy, tender, and real. Archangel Michael stands with sword and shield not to punish but to protect. His sword is often imagined as fire. Tonight it is a light that carves falsehoods from the map of your life, revealing the true routes that lead home. Your relationships are in the room where this change will be delivered. Some will mend. Some will evaporate like fog under sun. Both are mercy. People who were meant to stay with you will be propelled into alignment. People who were meant to leave will finally go, peaceful and unburdened, because the lesson has been learned and the ties loosened by truth. If there is someone you thought you could bargain with, know this: bargains have a delicate way of becoming prisons. Let truth, spoken in gentle courage, be the key by which you unlock what has kept you small. If you have been waiting for proof, stop waiting. Proof appears in small consistent nudges: a phone call you did not expect, a letter, an almost forgotten door opening, a child laughing in a way that clears a long winter from your chest. When the change arrives, it will feel less like fireworks and more like a warm tide returning to a shore that has been waiting for centuries. You will feel relief before you see the evidence. Trust that the feeling is as real as any signed paper. There is a task for you, a tiny but powerful act that will widen the channel for what is coming. Speak a single sentence of truth to yourself out loud. It does not need to be fancy. It can be as simple as, "I receive what God has for me." Say it once. If fear rises, say it again. Feel it touch your chest like a finger pressing a small, stubborn bruise and smoothing it away. Then forgive one thing, either yourself or someone else, in that same breath. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting or excusing. It means untying the knot that binds you to a story you do not have to carry anymore. Archangel Michael asks you to open your hands, not to grasp but to receive. Palms up. Let the posture of your body be the posture of your spirit. This is not a posture of begging, it is the posture of dignity that remembers it was always beloved. In these minutes, breathe with intention, inhale acceptance, exhale resistance. As you breathe, imagine a golden thread attaching at the center of your chest and connecting you to a light beyond sight. Through that thread flows peace, provision, and protection. It moves as powerfully as a river and as delicately as dew. If there is one truth you should carry into the coming hours, let it be this: you are not alone in what you face. Angels move in gears of grace beyond human comprehension. Michael's presence is particularly close when the burden you carry is to do with justice, the righting of wrongs, the revealing of true things, the unmasking of what hurt you. Expect clarity where there has been confusion. Expect allies where you have felt isolated. Expect paths to appear where walls seemed permanent. Do not give your power away to those who ask for it in the guise of pity or control. Power reclaimed is not power seized from another but power returned to its rightful owner, you. Walk now into your day with this simple policy: if a decision makes you smaller, choose differently. If an opportunity helps you grow and keeps your heart tender, make space for it. Watch for the signs: doors opening without forcing, people arriving with the right timing, coincidences that feel more like choreography than chance. There will be resistance because change always nudges an old order. Some of that resistance will be gentle, a test of patience, and some will be fierce, an attempt to keep the story as it was. Stand soft but firm. When fear knocks at the door, offer it tea, listen to what it believes it knows, and then close the door politely and step into action. Michael's strength will not make you unfeeling, it will make you resilient and compassionate. Strength born of love is the only strength that lasts. Money may come, or perhaps what you receive is recognition, healing, or a restored relationship. Whatever the form, steward it with wisdom. Do not treat the blessing like a final destination. Treat it like a beginning. Invest in your soul as much as you invest in your life. Ground the change with habits that honor your body and spirit, rest that is sacred, work that brings meaning, laughter that has room to stretch, and prayer or meditation that keeps you tethered to Source. If doubt creeps in, remember the small signs that have already been given to you. Remember the times the universe whispered and you listened. Remember the nights you prayed with raw hands and the mornings something shifted. You are being favored, not because of a title or trophy, but because of the quietly luminous thing inside you that refuses to be erased. This is a time for radical gentleness toward yourself. When the changes crash in, as they will, you might be tempted to rush the celebrations or catalog the losses immediately. Instead, honor the process. Let grief and gratitude sit together in the same room. Write a line every morning of what is different. Keep your hands busy in service to truth. Small acts compound into holy currency. Your dreams are now sacred instructions, not distractions. Pay attention to them. Dreams will come like postcards from the new map being sketched for you. They might be literal or symbolic. Do not dismiss them because they seem strange. Listen to the language of your heart when it speaks in sleep. That language often knows the way before the waking mind catches up. Practical steps: clear one space, a drawer, a corner, a folder, to symbolize the inner clearing you are making. Choose one person who will be your witness in the days to come, someone who will cheer on the changes without demanding explanations. Say thank you aloud to one memory that taught you wisdom. Make a plan for rest, 3 meals you will not skip, 1 hour of undisturbed sleep extra this week, 5 minutes of silence in the morning. These simple choices become anchors when tides rise. There will be tests. Tests do not mean failure is near, they mean the change is real and worth protecting. Respond to tests with curiosity. What is this trying to teach me? If the test involves temptation to revert to old patterns, remember that love's true work is consistency. Choose the path you are building toward. Every small yes is a brick. You are being invited into a larger story, one that carries not only your name but the names of those you love, and even those you do not yet know. The ripples of your repairs will circle outward. What seems personal is often the seed of collective healing. Let your healing be generous. Share what you can without dimming the light inside you. As this message closes, know that the 5 minutes were not a final deadline but a sacrament, a concentrated moment to wake you up. You have been waked. Now live like someone who remembers they are beloved. Walk as if the ground under your feet is holy, because it is. Carry this simple prayer with you: I receive the help that comes wrapped in truth. I step forward in courage. I give and receive with a grateful heart. Say it once, twice, whenever your hands tremble. Archangel Michael bows with fierce tenderness and whispers, I will stand by your side as long as you need. Open your life to the changes coming, not with a clenched fist but with an open heart. The protection is here. The tide is turning. Receive. Now, take 3 deep breaths. Open your eyes if you had them closed. Speak the sentence you chose. Forgive the one you named. Then move, a small step, a call, a message sent, a door opened. The world rearranges for the courageous. This is your moment. Remember, this message is only for you. Carry it like a secret blessing and like a promise kept. Go forth with courage, with mercy, and with the deep, unshakable knowledge that you are not alone. Archangel Michael speaks to you now. Listen with your whole heart. This is not a whisper for the crowd, it is a single, fierce beam of light cast only on your door. 5 minutes remain on the clock of this moment, and the air itself is charged with a change that has been gathering for a long time. Do not let your mind wander. Do not let old doubts swallow the sound of this word. Open it quickly. Open it with the trembling and the trust you have reserved for the rarest of chances. There is a soft thunder in the chest of your days, a gentle, insistent rhythm that has been saying, get ready. What has been closing around you will begin to unravel, and what was hidden will begin to step into the light. The timing is precise as breath. In these 5 minutes, the atmosphere around you shifts like a tide turning. Prepare to receive what you have prayed for and what you have feared, both woven together, because healing often arrives wrapped in truth. This transformation will not be chaotic, it will be thorough. It will rearrange pieces of your life that you thought fixed. Trust that the rearrangement is for a new, stronger design. Archangel Michael stands at your side, not distant, not abstract. He places his hand upon the place where worry lives in you. He says, I will not carry your hesitation. I will not hold your fear in place. If you keep this closed, you will miss the first light. Hear that as a gentle command from a guardian who refuses to let you accept less than what is meant for you. This is a moment to choose faith over fear, to choose action over avoidance. Open it quickly. You have been readying yourself without knowing it. The late nights, the small prayers, the tears that felt useless, they were preparation. Each quiet surrender has been a quiet training ground. God has been arranging helpers, creating openings, and nudging people into position. Some doors will open with a whisper and some will swing wide as if pushed by a breeze. When they open, step through. Do not look back to plead for what you leave. The future needs your forward motion. Archangel Michael says, "Move now, move with courage." This is not a rehearsal. Expect a clearing in relationships that have been clouded by miscommunication and fear. Some voices will fall away, not as punishment, but as a necessary release. If a relationship is meant to stay, it will show itself by returning with honesty and respect. If it is meant to go, let it go peacefully. The angels will not let you be dragged into bitterness. Instead, be ready for reconciliations that are honest and firm, and partings that are clean and kind. The energy you thought lost will find its path back to you in new forms: support, doors opening, introductions you could not have arranged yourself. A financial shift is coming, subtle at first and then unmistakable. It will arrive not as an instant rain but as a stream that becomes a river. Opportunities will surface that match the work of your hands and the sincerity of your heart. Do not be fooled by quick-sounding promises or schemes that glitter. The guidance you receive will be steady and wise. Test it with prayer, with counsel, and with the quiet voice inside that has grown truer through hardship. Archangel Michael says, "Guard your wisdom. Accept the gift that builds, not the glitter that wastes." When the doors of provision open, walk through them with gratitude and with plans that honor the source. There will also be a healing that surprises you by its tenderness. Wounds you have carried, the ones that have made you smaller, the ones that whispered you were unworthy, will be touched. Not all healing is instant, but a powerful, tender untying begins now. You may find yourself weeping in a place that has been holding you back, and those tears will be a bridge to new strength. Archangel Michael will stand guard over that healing, cutting through the things that have bound you to guilt and shame. Do not be ashamed of receiving. You were never meant to carry everything alone. A dream you thought was finished will awaken. It may come back in a different shape, more aligned with who you have become. The path forward could require learning, humility, and courage. Archangel Michael says, "Do the small thing that builds the big thing." Break the dream into steps and begin with the first step immediately after you open this message. The first step will be simple and clear: a call, a piece of paper, a small risk taken with a steady heart. Do that first step. The angels will tend the rest. There is a warning tucked into this mercy: do not ignore the nudges that come from your true self. The world will give you distractions that look urgent but are empty of meaning. The voice that says, "This must happen now," is not always wisdom. Discern with prayer and with the counsel of those who have walked truthfully. When false alarms clamor, Archangel Michael will be your discerning blade. Call on him to cut through the fog. Michael, reveal what is true. Show me the right step. He answers those who ask. You will encounter a person who brings a mirror, someone whose presence forces you to see an old pattern. This may be uncomfortable, but it is necessary. When the mirror is offered, do not smash it. Look with compassion and choose differently. The change required will not demand you become someone else. It will ask you to be more of who you were meant to be. Archangel Michael says, face it honestly. Make the choice to grow. Let the mirror refine you rather than shame you. In the coming days there will be clear evidence that walls have shifted on your behalf. A missed appointment will result in a better connection. A door you expected to open may close, and through that closed door, a clearer door will reveal itself. Archangel Michael orchestrates with precision. He moves pieces you cannot see. Trust the timing. Do not misread delay as denial. Sometimes the most powerful movement happens in unseen places. Keep your heart ready and your hands open. Prayer will no longer feel like a ritual, it will be a conversation. Expect moments where a single sentence to God lifts a weight from your chest. Speak plainly. Tell the truth. God prefers your bluntness to your polite half-words. Archangel Michael stands as a translator for your boldness into action. When you speak honestly to God, things rearrange in the spirit and then in the visible world. Say what you need to say now. Ask for clarity, for the courage to see, and for the strength to step. There is also a caution about pride. When blessings begin to arrive, do not hoard them in secret or let them lift you above the humility that keeps your feet on the ground. Share generously, not from a place of proving, but from a place of overflow. The act of giving will multiply what you receive. Archangel Michael says, blessings are meant to be channels, not trophies. Let generosity be your response. An old enemy within you will lose power, the one who says you are not enough, the one who accuses and immobilizes. This voice has been loud for too long. Call out its name and refuse its authority. Replace its declarations with truth. You are chosen, you are beloved, you are appointed for a purpose. Speak these truths until they become the loudest things in your mind. Archangel Michael will stand beside you as you do. His presence will embolden your footsteps where fear tried to slow them. You will also experience a gentle reckoning with time. Things you thought needed to happen quickly will take the right time. Learn to wait without panic. Waiting is not failure, it is preparation. While you wait, prepare your heart, sharpen your skills, and strengthen your faith. Time does not rob you when you use it wisely. Use these seasons to root deeper, to learn, and to steady your spirit. There will be moments when the world around you seems to conspire to keep you small. Resist the urge to shrink. Stand straight in the truth of who you are becoming. Walk with a calm ferocity that refuses to be intimidated by anyone's timetable but God's. Archangel Michael says, "Stand firm. I will clear the path." This is not the permission to rage, it is the call to resolute peace, an unshakable commitment to move forward in integrity. Messages will come in small, ordinary ways: a text, a chance meeting, a line in a book, a sudden memory. Do not dismiss the small as insignificant. The divine often speaks in the ordinary because the ordinary is where life is lived. Pay attention. Keep a small notebook near you and write down the nudges. Revisit them and watch as their meaning unfolds. Archangel Michael delights in your attention to the details because those details are the threads of destiny. If you have been carrying a secret shame or a heavy guilt, bring it into the light now. Confession is not condemnation, it is liberation. Speak it to someone you trust, and then release it. The angels will gather the fragments and fashion them into lessons. Archangel Michael says, "Name it. Free yourself." The sooner you bring it into the open, the sooner it stops being a chain and becomes a stepping stone. There is a promise woven into this moment: you will not be abandoned in the middle of the change. If you believe in God, type Amen. Listen, this is only for you. Hear me now with the calm of a quiet room and the urgency of a bell that will not stop until you answer. Archangel Michael stands at the edge of your life like a guardian with a single torch held high. He calls your name. He says, "It's only for you." 5 minutes remain for a turning. Hear me, open your heart. Don't let the ordinary rush drown what is being pressed into your hands right now. This is not a metaphor. This is not a gentle suggestion. This is a direct, tender, fierce invitation from heaven itself, an invitation to step into a change so significant that everything you thought steady before will rearrange beautifully around it. Breathe with me. Inhale once. Let the air fill the hollow places where doubt has lived too long. Exhale, and imagine carrying out with your breath the heavy weight of worry. Archangel Michael says, "Trust." Trust is the bridge. He does not ask for blind faith but for a choosing of trust, a deliberate turning of your will toward the light. When you choose trust, even a sliver of it, the way the world moves toward you shifts. When you choose trust, doors that were invisible wink open. When you choose trust, you align with the current that has been waiting to lift you. You may be frightened. You may be tired. You may have been told, by the world or even by your own voice, that you are unworthy of miracles. Michael says, you are worthy. You are chosen. You are loved beyond measure. These words are not decoration, they are the exact medicine your spirit needs. Allow them to fall into the raw places. Let them soak through to the parts that have been hardened by disappointment. Allow God's voice, soft, persistent, and utterly steady, to remind you who you are, beloved, held, appointed for newness. Right now, in these 5 minutes, there is a small, sacred act you can do that will shift fate's attention toward you. It is simple and fierce in its humility. Kneel, sit, stand, whatever your body will allow, and speak aloud the single prayer that opens the doors. Lord, I hear you. I receive your change. I trust you. Say it slowly. Let each word land like a seed. Mean it. Do not let the mind argue, let the heart answer. If the heart stumbles, keep saying it. If tears come, let them. If silence answers, stay in that silence with the prayer still on your lips. Michael says that this small, deliberate yes is the key that unlatches the next chapter. There are practical things to do, too, because God works through the ordinary as much as the miraculous. Look around where you are. Is there a letter on the table you've been avoiding? An unread message? A relationship you've postponed confronting? A small task that has been whispered by your conscience for too long? These apparently tiny acts are actually footholds. Do one of them in this next hour. Fold the paper, open the message, make the call, speak the truth. Do the small courageous thing. Michael says, courage is the currency of change. When you spend it, the universe answers in kind. Do not let fear of loss keep you frozen. Understand this. Sometimes God takes away what is clinging to you, not to punish, but to free space for what He wants to put in. If something or someone must leave, remember that God's hand is not withdrawing in anger, it is rearranging for your abundance. You are not being abandoned. You are being prepared. Michael says, release that which is not of God, for it dims the light ahead. Release with prayer, not with bitterness. There is a moment approaching, a turning point where one decision will alter many branches. You may feel a tightness in your body as if your ribs are being polished by an invisible hand. That tightness is not harm, it is the molding that comes before a new creation is born. The change will likely be quieter than you imagine. It will come through a conversation, an email, a small opportunity you almost dismiss. The danger is this: because it looks small, you might ignore it. Do not do that. Archangel Michael says, do not miss the whisper because you were waiting for thunder. He means that God's hand frequently works in whispers, soft, persistent nudges, rather than the dramatic storms your movies promise. I want you to know something important. You are being defended, even in ways you cannot see. Michael stands, sword not as an instrument of violence, but as a sharp boundary around your peace. He will not strike with malice, he will clear the path. Imagine a line of light drawn where harm cannot pass. Imagine legal, financial, emotional, and spiritual protections forming like a gentle fortress around the tender things you carry inside. If you have been worried about enemies or setbacks, tell Michael about them. Say their names aloud if you must. Speak them into prayer. There is power in naming because it brings what is hidden into the light where it can be healed or moved. Now hear this clearly: God wants you to receive. There is a blessing designated for you, unique, precise, the kind that fits your life like a worn glove fits a warm hand. It may look different from what you expected. It might not have glitter or grand reveal. It might arrive as a quiet confidence on a morning when you used to wake in dread. It might arrive as a person who says the truth you needed to hear. It might arrive as money, a job, a door opening, but don't limit God to one package. Open in readiness to receive every form He brings. If you have been carrying guilt, release it. Guilt is a bulky coat you were never meant to wear alone. Bring it to the altar of your heart and lay it down. Say, I am forgiven. Believe that God takes the burden and trades it for grace. Grace is not earned by you, it is gifted. Archangel Michael says, let grace surprise you. Expect grace to show up in unexpected places, through a stranger's kindness, through a late apology, through a sudden resolution to a long-standing problem. You are not alone in your decisions. Angels gather around your choices like silent, cheering friends. They whisper strategy and courage. They nudge you toward wise counsel. Do not scorn counsel that comes from people who love you and who have discernment. God often sends an answer through another human voice. If someone appears now with insight, listen. If a mentor, friend, or even a passing acquaintance offers direction, weigh it with prayer. This is not to say you must obey every voice, rather, measure them against the still, small voice within that aligns with truth. Your prayers have been heard. Maybe not always answered the way you hoped, but heard, catalogued, and acted upon in ways that fit the tapestry God is weaving. There are threads you cannot see from this angle. There are knots being worked out behind the scenes. Trust that the work is underway. You are being readied, polished, set for a purpose that exceeds the small version of yourself that worries and frets. Archangel Michael says, do not belittle this preparation. It is holy work. Practical instructions, given with love: tonight, before sleep, do a short ritual of gratitude. Write down 3 things you are grateful for, no matter how small. Gratitude clears the mind's fog and creates space for miracles to arrive. Also, set one concrete intention for tomorrow. It can be as simple as, I will speak truth kindly, or I will take one step toward the job I want. Small steps add up. Michael says, motion invites blessing. When you move, the air around you carries that motion forward. If you are wrestling with a decision about a person, whether to stay, to leave, to speak, or to forgive. Ask God for clarity and for a sign. Ask for a sign that is simple and unmistakable. Say, Lord, give me a sign today between these hours. Then watch carefully. The sign may be a phrase that keeps appearing, a number that follows you, a sudden memory that clarifies, or a person who appears or vanishes in a way that clears the fog. Do not overcomplicate the sign. God likes to use the ordinary. When the sign comes, act on the clarity you receive. Do not let pride prevent you from asking for help. Asking is not weakness, it is wisdom. If you need counsel, financial help, emotional support, or spiritual guidance, reach out. Michael says, to receive is to be humble enough to know you are human. Reach out to someone who has earned your trust and say simply, I need help. You will be surprised how many hands will reach back. God uses helpers as conveyors of His mercy. There is one thing you must guard against right now: impatience. Impatience will trick you into decisions you will regret. If you are tempted to force a result because waiting feels unbearable, breathe and remember that divine timing is not your enemy, it is a skillful artist. It arranges colors you cannot yet imagine. Patience is not passive, it is attentive. It is the quiet work of holding open the space where God can pour Himself in. Michael tells you to be brave and loving. Love is the clearest mirror of divine presence. Love poorly polished will still reflect light. If there is someone you have been afraid to reach out to, reach. If there is a wound you have been nursing, take the first step toward healing, whether through an apology, an honest conversation, or simply choosing to bless someone instead of retaliating. Blessing brings alignment with God's heart faster than any argument. When you bless, you open a corridor for miraculous reconciliation and liberation. You may carry a secret shame, a mistake that sits at the center of your private life. Bring it to the Lord. Speak it aloud in the safety of your prayer. No excuses, no self-justification. The truth told in humility dissolves its power. God is not shocked by your honesty, He is relieved by it. He meets honesty with restoration. Michael says, truth clears the battlefield. Lay your truth down and allow the healing balm of God's mercy to begin its work. If you are waiting for a restoration, of health, of relationships, of finances, prepare your heart for the form it might take. Restoration is not always a perfect return to exactly what was. Sometimes God recreates a better, more resilient version of what you lost. Be ready to receive restoration in new clothes. Do not demand that the past be placed into your palms unchanged. God is a renovating God. He can take the broken and craft something more beautiful than what you remember. This is the moment to forgive yourself. Forgiveness of others often moves more easily than the forgiveness we must give ourselves. You must forgive yourself for choices made without enough information, for words said in fear, for chances you did not take. Say to yourself, I forgive myself. I release what I cannot change. Then move forward. Michael promises that when you forgive yourself, you remove a heavy chain that slowed your steps. Freedom is closer than you think. Archangel Michael also says to guard your mind. Thoughts can be thieves that sneak and steal your peace. When fear-based thoughts arise, I won't make it, I'm not enough, this will always be broken, name them, then replace them. Speak truth over your mind, I am held. I am equipped. I am moving into what God has for me. Practice replacing the negative thought with a short, truthful statement. Repetition rewires the nervous system toward hope. Now, hear this promise, there is an alignment being formed in the spiritual realm that mirrors in the physical. People who are meant to help you, who will walk with you in the next season, are being positioned. Doors are being nudged open. Contracts are being aligned. Conversations are being prepared. You are not being left to guess. Divine orchestration is at work. Stay alert. Do not miss the cue when it comes. Archangel Michael says, when opportunity arrives, step forward with courage, not hesitation. You were not made for small things alone. Your life has ripple effects that touch generations. The decisions you make now will not only change your story but will affect those who follow behind you in ways you cannot fully chart. Walk in integrity. Anchor your choices in compassion. Choose truth over comfort when they conflict. Choose generosity over hoarding. Choose peace over petty victories. When you choose in this way, you align not just with your destiny but with a legacy of blessing. If worry about provision is clinging to you, do this practical thing in the morning. Write a simple budget for the next 7 days, just enough to show your faith with practical steps. Often the act of planning relieves the mind and opens channels for provision to enter. Keep your heart open to unexpected sources. Someone might show up with a job lead, an act of generosity, or an idea that turns small savings into momentum. Tonight, sleep with a quiet prayer on your lips. Lord, I place my dreams under your care. Mold me. Guide me. Use me. Let your last conscious thought be trust. The last thought we hold before rest seeds the night. If fear tries to creep in, speak a short declaration against it. You might say, no fear will take root in my heart. I believe. Keep it simple. Michael stands close to the places of your sleep. He will watch over the thresholds and corners. Ask him to stand guard, and feel, if only for a moment, the warmth of that protection. If you are waiting for a yes, wait with preparation, not with idle hope. Prepare your resume, your portfolio, your apology, your outreach. When the yes comes, respond with readiness. God loves to meet preparation. Preparation says, I am ready for your blessing. I honor it by making room. I will say one more urgent thing: don't let skepticism become a prison. God respects intellect, He also desires relationship. Doubt can be honest and constructive, but cynicism is a barrier. Stand on the line between healthy questioning and closed-hearted skepticism. Keep your hands open. Expect that miracle may be mundane. Expect that God's voice may come through ordinary people. Expect that the impossible can begin with a whisper and grow into a life that astonishes you. Finally, receive this benediction. Archangel Michael lifts his voice and says, "You will not be abandoned. You will not be destroyed." Bend low enough to receive what is being offered and high enough to walk forward with dignity. God says, "I am with you." The Holy One leans close and breathes on your life a new cadence, a rhythm of courage, clarity, and favor. Walk into it. Take this moment seriously. Speak the prayer if you have not yet. Lord, I hear you. I receive your change. I trust you. Repeat it until your spirit steadies. Then rise, make one courageous movement, send the message, sign the paper, say the word, forgive the debt, accept the help. Michael says, act, and I will clear the path. The next chapter is waiting. Open it quickly. God will be with you. Rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you when you walk with Him. You are safe. You are beloved. You are being called into a beautiful turning. Listen closely. This message is for you and you alone. Archangel Michael stands at the doorway of your life right now, sword sheathed but presence blazing like morning light. Hear his voice in the quiet of your heart. It is only for you. 5 minutes remain on the clock, 5 minutes to breathe, to choose, to receive what heaven is pressing toward you. Do not let these words pass like a breeze you barely notice. The moment is thin, spirit leans forward. There will be massive changes in your life. If you ignore this, Michael warns, help may be delayed, and the window you are given now may close. Open it quickly. First, make room. Sit or stand where you can be still for these next minutes. If you can, close your eyes. Breathe deeply 3 times, in through your nose, slow and steady, hold a beat, out through your mouth, letting tension flow out. With each breath,